It's Week 10 of the NFL, and we'll see Tony Pollard.
We are down on the bayou as you get a look inside the Superdome here in New Orleans. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the Toronto Thunderbirds and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Saints team as they interplay. And losers their last time out, so they'll look to make amends here.
And one of the best ways you can do that is to be at home, and they are. They're going to try and ride that home crowd and that wave of emotion to a victory in this one.
Meanwhile, for our visitors from north of the border, they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. They'll be led out by their 6'4" quarterback, the former #1 overall pick in 2015, Jameis Winston.
And there was a positive in last week's loss. No interceptions thrown by him, but he only threw 1 touchdown pass.
Throwing right away is Winston. Eluding the pressure right. There's Chris Olave. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down. A little more play action and try and find some people open downfield.
And Winston lost the football. But fortunately, the Saints were able to hold on to it, so they will indeed keep possession. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities.
Now Winston. Got an open man. It's Olave. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
That certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Jameis to throw it. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. He couldn't get rid of it. He winds up losing a yard. It's 2nd down.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
So on is Matt Prater now to try a field goal here. From the left hash, this from 39. And the 39-year-old veteran puts it right through. And the Saints are going to take a 3-0 lead. No touchdown there, but if that first drive is any indication, looks like they're going to have a pretty good day passing the football. Taken in at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. Leading him out, the former Stanford man. At quarterback, it's Davis Mills.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there.
Here's Mills. This is Chase Claypool on the receiving end. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
He'll be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. And I tell you what, he got it from 58. That had lots of leg behind it, and that will tie us at 3-3. So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet. Get me into a position where I can make one more play and get my defense off the field.
And able to pick up the first across midfield to the 47.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? That looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you ought to have a few men in the box there. Something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open. That makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13.
What do you think? Might have been 4 downs here. Can't get him pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, though, if they didn't get it there, they've gone for it. I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
Had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. The ball is out. Kamara fumbled it, and the defense will get their hands on it. Going the other way. He's at the 50, 30, 10, 5, and he's going to they're not immune to the fumble, and here it really hurts them.
If the ball gets away from any runner's body, that's when the defense pokes at it, swipes at it, swats at it, and finds a way to create a big play for themselves. Fumbled 3 times in the first quarter. Finished with over 300 yards on the night. Later ended up in the NFL. If you've got a talented back, give it back to him.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
Yeah, another negative play in an early down situation. This one to start the drive. You're putting a lot of pressure on your quarterback to bail you out when you're in 2nd and long yardage.
Throwing, Winston. Olave over the middle. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Winston on target to Olave for the Saints first.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection.
Pretty fortunate. They didn't call for grounding on this one. That was a good 10 feet over everyone's head.
He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining.
They forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Mills throw there, held in by Claypool. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Looking to throw is Mills. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
That's a play that'll likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Obviously, a big play was needed, and you can see his eyes light up as he realized there's absolutely no one in front of him. and he takes off and goes a long way.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Tony Pollard, his third rushing touchdown of the year. And the Thunderbirds go up by 2 touchdowns. That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line. An interception, you come away with nothing.
Especially tough in the middle third of the field where he threw that one. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So we have come to halftime in what's already a 2-touchdown game. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports Halftime Report.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in a minute, but first, let's take a spin around the NFL and see what's going on here in week number 10. We'll begin our trip around the NFL with an interesting one right off the bat, and it's the Colts who have the lead in the second quarter. 2 touchdowns there for Jonathan Taylor. Next, we head off to check out another game. And you can see they have the lead over the visiting Tennessee Titans. Brandon Cooks, a touchdown reception. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And that game's gone to the half, all even at 10-10. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats for our visitors in the first half. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for the Saints, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
To throw, Mills. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That's a first down with a cherry on top, 31 yards.
They came out with an aggressive mindset to start the third quarter, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them take more of these type of deep shots as this game moves along. They connected there. They expect to connect on more before this one's over.
They'll run left with Pollard. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries. They've got the lead early here in the third quarter, and runs like that are how they established that lead in the first half.
I love the fact that you're using the word lead because they are leading from the front, pounding on the defense right now with the running game, and truly establishing themselves here in the second half.
The kick by Bass is good, and that will extend their lead even further. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead. From the gun, Winston. Oh, the slant complete to Michael Thomas. And they'll get this down to the 42-yard line.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots. Excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
And that is no good. And the deficit will stay at 3 scores. Now listen, now no kick from 50-plus is a gimme, but here you're indoors in a dome. You'd think ideal conditions.
Yeah, and it's one that he would expect himself to make, not just us expecting him to make it. Over the years, my theory is very simple. The athletic ability of kickers continues to get better and better. Check their backgrounds. They were all county, all state, at other positions, not just soccer players. These guys expect themselves to be great as well.
Working out of the gun, Mills. The throw for Claypool is intercepted. Picked off by Pete Werner. And the Saints will take over possession here up at the 44. Well, that interception at least offers them a glimmer of hope here in the fourth quarter.
It certainly does if their offense goes out now and makes it pay off by getting into the end zone. And if it does, then they get a chance to get back out on the field and try and do it again. Maybe they can force that offense into more and more mistakes and give them a chance to get back into this one totally.
And still a 3-score hill to climb. We'll see if they can do it. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
Mills now. Looking left side, and it's complete. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. They have the nice cushion. They just want to pour it on right now, still throwing the football.
And I know my background says, why do you need to do this? Just go ahead and run out the clock and get a win.
On third down, it's Pollard. And he will have the first down before he's brought down at the 3. 79 yards rushing on 12 carries for him now. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football.
Now here's Pollard. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. The kick by Bass is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Desperation time. Winston on 4th down. Looking long for Thomas. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th.
At this stage, there's nothing left to do but to keep firing. And if you're a play caller, you may go off your sheet.
Hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. They'll throw again. Winston. Looking for Thomas. He's got him. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 9th touchdown of the season. And the Saints are finally into the end zone here in this 4th quarter. And oh, it's blocked. And up, accelerating, and off he goes. The 40. The 20. And all the way into the end zone, and that's 2 points. You figure with a veteran kicker out there, these extra points almost automatic, but this one turns into 2 points the other way.
And we both know it's hard to put it on him. I think there's a breakdown in the protection, but guess what? It does go against his record. Help in completing a comeback, which is exactly what that penalty does.
A 1st down throw for Winston. That's to his running back. It's Alvin Kamara. Down inside the 10. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Now we'll get a quick timeout called by New Orleans, number 2. On 2nd and goal. Winston, and this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. Well, they knew a lot of steps had to happen here. They got step 1, the touchdown. You need a 2-point conversion here, don't you?
You do, and as you continue to look ahead, if they're able to get that, somehow get the ball back and get another score, they have to go for 2 again. That's why teams are practicing multiple 2-point plays.
We saw that Super Bowl 51 with the Patriots getting a pair of big 2-point conversions. Definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when
Handoff left side, Pierce. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That's a big loss of footing, and it brings up third down. And for the visitors, it is going to be a happy flight home. It is always such a treat, Charles, in the NFL when you can go on the road and get a victory, and that's exactly what they accomplished here today.
Oh, the trip home so much sweeter, isn't it? All the noise they heard before, how tough it is to win on the road, how tough it is to play in this stadium, how hyped up that crowd's going to be. They just used it as fuel, came in full confidence, believed in themselves, and got it done.
So for our visitors, the win will help them keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 6-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars.